Hey guys, Thomas from TRUreporting here. Did you know that gold is up 18%? That's right, it's been like that since the month of June, and we all know why. It's because Trump is relentless against the Federal Reserve. We know that our money is not worth anything unless it's backed by gold. So why not back your 401k or IRA with gold and go to Noble Gold and tell them Thomas sent you from TRUreporting. You call this number 1-877-646-5347 and tell them Thomas sent you, and it'll be worth your while. Thanks guys, and enjoy the podcast. Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to TRUreporting. It is Friday the 13th of September, and on today's podcast, I thought to keep the mood in line with the day. My friends, we will be talking about Marina Abramovic, Harvest Moon, and also Friday the 13th, of course. This is a very big day, a celestial day for people who dabble in dark magic, who are not part of the light, and who try to make an influence on others in a very bad way. Marina Abramovic being one of those. My friends, let's go ahead and hop into the podcast. This is TRUreporting. All right, guys, before we hop into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and click that notification bell so when I post to this channel, you'll be the first to know. Also, please go ahead and click the like button. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is TRUreporting. So, my friends, we see here this Friday the 13th brings us a full harvest moon in Pisces. It's time to get witchy. Here we go. The Friday the 13th brings us a full moon, the first full moon to fall on a Friday, the 13th in 13 years. Are you spooked yet? Don't be. According to some witches and astrologers, the number 13 is auspicious. We have 13 full moons and 13 menstrual cycles in a year, and Friday is associated with the goddess Venus. So a full moon that falls on Friday the 13th is a special, powerful time. You see where they're going with this, guys? They're making it sound fun, and it's spooky, and don't worry about anything. But we all know what these people do behind the scenes: spirit cooking, child sacrifice, so on and so forth. Continuing forward, this full moon is known as the harvest moon because it occurs during the harvest and near the autumnal equinox, which is the year falls on September 23rd. This year's harvest moon is in Pisces, a water sign, associated with emotions, intuition, and artistic inclination. It's also a micro moon, meaning it will appear to be slightly smaller than the usual because of where it is in the orbit. It is such a beautiful sign for us to tap into our own divinity and our own heart space, says Gabriella Herstick, author of Inner Witch, a modern guide to the ancient craft. This is holistically grounded time for us to access our intuition and our feelings. With the sun in Virgo grounding us, this full moon is a time for us to shed fear and release anything keeping us back, Herstick says. It's a time to live authentically in alignment with our heart and our vision. The full moon always signals the completion of cycles, which is especially powerful this month because we're so near the equinox and the end of the year. So guys, as we move on in this podcast, just remember these words of how they are describing what's going on, because when we get into Marina Abramovic and what she does when she brings her presence into these buildings, when she comes and she does her little seances or whatever you want to call it, look at the vulnerability of the people who attend these seminars. With the close option between Mars and Neptune, we will have a tough time letting go of old hang-ups. The full moon will be extremely intense time for all of us, adds astrologer Lisa Stardust. I'm sure that's her real name. We will feel caught between two worlds, the spiritual and the material realms. The other planets will influence the effects of the full moon. With the close opposition between Mars and Neptune, we will have a tough time letting go of old hang-ups and relationships that we've outgrown. We may even feel stuck in sticky situations and unable to make headway in a direction, Stardust says. Chatty Mercury and tender Venus enter Libra the same day as the harvest moon, which will mean we will be expressing our dreams and romantic desires. Be careful not to overpromise, as we may not be able to make any movement around our passions. Hersick says that this full moon is a good time to practice sex magic and to connect with ourselves. This would be a really beautiful time to do some bath magic, she says. Take a bath with Epsom salt, lavender rose, and mugwort. She also suggests taking some time to connect with your emotions, such as journaling, meditating, and scrying, or simply focusing on feeling your feelings. Recently, I've been inspired by Lana Del Rey and the archetype of the sad girl. She says, allowing yourself to feel all your feelings in an environment that feels safe and supportive. You can light candles, you can cast a circle and invite elements in if you want to. Inviting anything in is not good. Let's just say that. It makes you very vulnerable, and it is inviting an entity in. Are you insane? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Michael Cardenas, witch and owner of the apothecary Old Ways, suggests meditating on the High Priestess Tarot card to strengthen your intuition. Take in all of the details of the card, allowing yourself to get lost in it. See yourself as the priestess on the throne, he says. Close your eyes and let the imaginary inform and strengthen your intuition. Wow. When finished, write down any insights you receive. However, you appreciate this special time. With the new moon on Friday the 13th, the goddess is really blessing us, Herstick says. It's time for us to tap into the numinous magic that the full moon highlights. It feels very feminine and soft, and it's a time for us to realign with our soul. Good God Almighty, guys. So just take all of what I just read in, okay? This is what they like to do. So on October 30th, the day before Halloween, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. in, of course, Arkansas. Who's in Arkansas? Well, it's actually in Bentonville, which is where Walmart was founded. This is also where, who else is in Arkansas? Oh, yeah, the Clintons. And God only knows what has taken place in that state, my friends. This place is about 2 hours from Little Rock, which is where they're from. They in the kill box are from. It only costs $15, but listen to what takes place at these exhibitions. Here we go. Listen to this description. Distinguished Speaker Series Marina Abramovic. Since the beginning of her career in Belgrade during the early 1970s, Marina Abramovic has pioneered performance as a visual art form, creating some of the most important early works. The body has always been both her subject and medium, exploring her physical and mental limits in works that ritualize, there's that word, the simple actions of everyday life. She has withstood pain, exhaustion, and danger in her quest for emotional and spiritual transformation. The performance artist will give a talk in which she discusses her work and her exploration of a long durational performance, transitory objects, and the boundaries between artist and audience. Exclusively sponsored by Del Monte Foods. That's something you could look into, Del Monte Foods and who they're tied up with. So, obviously, she's doing it the day before Halloween, not too suspicious. But let's just take place and look at what these people are doing during these exhibitions. The House Workshops, October 2019. This is when it starts. I developed these workshops over 40 years of teaching in order for my students to prepare for long durational performance. They provide a reset for the body, and give a set of tools to manage their challenges of the mind. These skills are universal. The workshops are now open to anyone in any discipline. Marina Abramovic. The upcoming workshops will take place October 2019 in a private mountain location in Peloponnese, Greece. Space per session is extremely limited, but it's also taking place here. It's not just in Greece. It's all over the place. She's trying to catch money. During the workshop, here we go. And just look at these pictures as they flash by. All right. During the workshop, participants will be asked to refrain from eating or speaking to bring the body and mind to a quiet, calm state. In other words, vulnerability. Participants will be led through a series of long durational exercises to improve individual focus, stamina, and concentration. When we are given the opportunity to be in nature, away from distractions, and to participate in the time-honed set of exercising and activities, it improves our focus, our determination, and our ability to generate new ideas. This type of preparation is described by Abramovic as a complete internal reset, essential not only for performers as they approach their work, but also to other practitioners and professionals across all disciplines. The workshop, here we go, was developed by Abramovic during her years of teaching. Since the 1980s, she developed and led numerous cleaning the house workshops. Cleaning the house, your body is a temple. We're going to clean it out and we're going to replace it with witchcraft? Yeah, no thanks. Cleaning the house workshops for her students at Hochschule für Bildende Kunst in Hamburg École des Beaux-Arts in Paris. And later, when she was a professor for performance art at the Hochschule für Bildende Kunst in Braunschweig, where she taught for 7 years. Body as a house. The title, Cleaning the House, refers to Abramovic's idea that the body as a house. I told you, this workshop challenges the body's physical and mental limits, forcing it to respond and reconnect to its environment, the environment that she makes for it. This training for the body is a method towards heightened consciousness and deepened understanding for oneself. Whoa. Collective practice. The workshop, and final, fosters a sense of collectivity through a group practice and reduction of the body's stimulants. Through its conditions and rigor, the group generates energetic exchanges through simple human contact. Like its previous functions, the workshop forces introspection and for the body reaches a state of clarity. No thank you. And if you want to know what spirit cooking is, if you don't know anything about this woman, I'm going to show you a few pictures just to bring you up to speed to end out the podcast. Let's check it. All right, guys. So this is actually one of her exhibitions right here. You can see a mutilated cow on a man on a cross, and they're holding him up. This is absolutely satanic. This is blasphemy. This is what this woman does. And there's just carcasses all over the floor. People love this. People go, they pay good money to do this. This is witchcraft. This is demonic. This is what this person does. Oh, and here's just a beautiful picture again. Another with a goat head. This is her. Direct ties to a ton of celebrities, direct ties to John Podesta, Tony Podesta, people who are direct contacts with the Clintons, with the Bushes. She's all over the place, guys. Jay-Z, a lot of performers, musicians, actors, actresses. She's everywhere, guys. She hosts these events, and you think that this is just some kind of innocent little get-together? No. This one is very disturbing to me. She's on a pile of bones, and it's almost like she's nursing the bone, like this is a baby across her lap right here. She's actually cleaning the bones with a sponge. Why would you ever take this picture? You understand? Like, there's just so much more to it, guys. If you really dig deep into it, I'm actually going to post an old video of mine, an old podcast that talks directly about her and what she's been doing in the past, right? It's basically her whole background. Then you can see here, holding her hands over a kid's eyes with no shirt on, with a snake over her face. This is a high priest witch. She is a high priestess witch. Don't get it twisted. These people are not who they say they are. They are demonic. I promise you that. And the fact that today is a full harvest moon, full moon on Friday the 13th, you don't think they're going to be doing stuff today? You need to pray for these people, these kids out there, these sacrifices. It takes place. I can promise you it does. Just look at the Podesta emails. Look at it all. Check out the podcast that I drop in the description box below. Guys, it will blow your minds. If you found this informative, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting, and don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, Patreon. We have a P.O. box and also TRUreporting merch. So check all that out. The links are in the description box as well. Guys, be safe out there today. It is very high intense energy out there today, and just be careful. I'll talk to you soon. Be kind and loving to one another, and have a great day and an awesome weekend. Bye-bye.